Welcome. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Excuse my pimping for the delay. But we'll get straight into it, man. Get y'all updated what's happening. Yeah, so hold on, let me turn this light up. Light is on bright as hell. That's too much. All right, I guess that's cool. All right, y'all. So first of all, man, I appreciate y'all for everything that y'all doing, man. I appreciate y'all being patient. I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate everybody always checking on me, man. You know, I appreciate everybody's concern. So I'm gonna fill y'all in on a little of what's going on with the whole Sinful to Peace situation, right? Now, as y'all can imagine, it was a difficult process getting Sinful from Canada back into the U.S., right? Um, while no matter how we handled that process might have taken long regardless, it took longer than it was supposed to take, right? Getting Sinful back from Canada. That process took longer than it was supposed to take. Um, but we got him here. He's been back in Chicago since the 19th, which was Thursday last week. So he's been back in Chicago for about 9 days. Um, the funeral has still not been put together completely. And the funeral should have really already taken place. From the time that he passed away until now, he's been gone. Today's the 28th, almost 29th. Well, where I am is the 29th. Let's just say the 28th. He's been gone for 33 days. You know, Joel the Conqueror, I appreciate you as always. Long live Elder Gilmore, love family. Appreciate you, Joel. But, you know, Sinful to P has been gone for 33 days. And, you know, from the time that he passed until now, if everything was done the way it was supposed to be done, we would have already had his funeral. We would have already been able to honor him the way that we wish to. And what should be happening now is preparation for the Vegas funeral after the Chicago funeral took place. That's what we should be doing right now. But the reality of it is, like I said, getting him from Canada took longer than it should, and now his funeral is taking longer than it should to happen because people lack understanding. Bill, appreciate you with the $2 as always. Blessings, freeze, long live Sinful to P. R.I.P. Philip Brandon Gilmore. Good looking. So the funeral hasn't taken place because lack of understanding, and that lack of understanding leads to it makes room for a lot of a major lack of respect. As y'all have heard me say before, it's going to be hard to respect somebody the way that you're supposed to when you don't understand that somebody, right? And oftentimes, especially when you're a public figure like Sinful to P is, you have people who don't understand that. It's like in the scriptures how, with Jesus. Oh, Jesus, the carpenter? You know what I mean? Jesus from Galilee, man, he ain't performing miracles, man. That's little Jesus, man. Like little Jesus ain't doing nothing special. That's little Jesus, man. You know what I mean? And oftentimes when it comes to family members and it comes to people who have known you all of your life, when you ascend to certain levels socially and in terms of success, it's going to be hard for those people to understand that aspect of you. They're going to understand the person that they grew up with. They're going to understand the person that they knew as a child and maybe even as a young person, but it's going to be hard for them to understand and therefore respect and appreciate the famous version of you, the successful version of you, right? It's going to be hard for the people who know the regular you to grasp that and appreciate it and therefore respect it, right? So that's what's going on in this situation, man. You have certain individuals who, because they don't understand Sinful the P, they really have a hard time even understanding who Philip was, right? So if you already have a hard time understanding who Philip was and respecting Philip, it's going to be next to impossible for you to even wrap your head around Sinful the P and respecting Sinful the P. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. You have his immediate family, which is his sister and his brother. And they're younger than him, his younger sister and brother. They know Philip, but they don't know Sinful the P. And because they don't have any clue about Sinful the P, the respect isn't the way it should be. The appreciation ain't the way that it should be. But if you just alleviate Sinful the P and just look at Philip, right? Just imagine, like, all of us can understand to some degree what it's like to be tight with somebody. Even if you ain't tight with somebody right now, you understand what it means to be tight with somebody, right? And how you have conversations with somebody that you don't have with other people. You connect with somebody in ways that you don't connect with nobody else. And that's what Sinful and I were to each other. We connected with each other in ways that nobody else on the planet connected with us. Like nobody else on the planet connected with me in the way that Sinful the P did, and vice versa, right? So because of that, we understand each other in ways that nobody else is going to understand each of us. And because of that, we know how to honor each other and respect each other the way that we should be honored and respected, right? But the family, the sister and brother, they don't understand that, right? So that's one issue. The other issue is people understanding their roles, people understanding what their strong suits are, understanding what they're not fit for. And then when you understand what you're not fit for, and there's someone else who's better fit for certain things than you are, then you let that someone else handle that. See, what you got to understand that is, Philip was the patriarch of that family. He was the man of that family, right? So when you take that away from the family, it's going to be chaos. Expect it. You can expect chaos when you take the leader of a family away from that family. It's going to be chaos, right? Everybody distraught, everybody depressed, everybody going through it. Nobody knows how to, deal with this kind of loss. And, This is where it's important to understand roles, right? Because everybody responds to losses differently. Everybody responds to the loss of a loved one differently, right? And you have some people that in a crisis situation, they shut down. This is what some people do. They shut down, and naturally when they shut down, certain business that needs to be handled doesn't get handled. You have people like that, and there's nothing wrong with people being like that, right? Because it's natural. And some people aren't meant to be anything other than that, right? But then you have individuals who, in crisis situations, their feelings are subordinate to what's important, right? You have people that, no matter how depressed they may be, no matter how sad they may be, no matter how grief stricken they may be, they are going to handle business no matter what, right? And what you have in this situation right here is a sister and a brother who, in a crisis situation, they shut down because they lost somebody that was everything to them, right? So they shut down. Whereas on the other hand, Freeze is somebody who, in a crisis situation, Freeze gonna handle business. No matter how sad Freeze is, no matter how depressed Freeze may be, no matter how, no matter what's going on, business has to be handled. Life does not stop. The world does not stop. So because the world don't stop, I can't stop. I got to keep going. And when somebody shuts down because they're overwhelmed emotionally, it's hard for you to keep things in perspective. Your own feelings become the center of your life. Your own feelings become more important. You don't think of it that way. You don't rationalize it that way, but that's in actuality what happens. Your feelings take a front seat to what's important, right? And see, oftentimes it's hard for people from these different perspectives to understand each other, right? The person who shut down because they're emotionally overwhelmed, those emotions make them not want to let anybody, in the situation, and who can help the situation, who can make things, move the way they're supposed to, right? So the person who shuts down, they can't understand the person who, like, we got to do this. And the person who understands, we got to do this, they can't understand, like, the person who's shutting down. Like, now ain't the time to shut down. We got to handle business. So, this is where you have the clash, right? But see, in the midst of all of this, the most important thing is being forsaken. The most important thing is being forgotten about, which is honoring Philip Brandon Gilmore, honoring Sinful the P. And within honoring him, understanding him and considering what he would want. Sinful wasn't prepared to pass away right now. He wasn't thinking about, I'm going to be gone soon, so this is how I want things to be done, right? He didn't have the opportunity to express that to anybody because he didn't expect to be gone right now, right? But the beautiful thing is you have somebody like myself who understands him so well, knows him so well, and holds him to such a high regard that I know what he would want. I know how he would want things done, right? I know who he would want to do these things. I know who he would not want to do these things. I know who he would want to sit back, go sit down somewhere, and let the grown people handle their business. Like, I understand that, right? But again, like I said, you have people who don't understand that. So the fucked up thing is you have people in control, right? You have people in control who shouldn't be in control because they the family, right? The sister and the brother, immediate family. Balance, good looking as always, man. Appreciate the $100 holler. Blessings, good looking. Concrete Soldier, good looking with the 5, man. Long live Sinful the P. Yeah, so like I said, man, you got people with the power who shouldn't have the power. So that's where the conflict comes in. Now, if everything was left up to me, if I had the final say so with this whole situation with Sinful the P's passing, we would have been done already. Everybody would have been able to came out, pay their respects. We would have honored him beautifully by now, and it would have been an epic event, right? But people don't understand, and because people don't understand, it's like I've said before, right? In order to respect somebody, you got to understand that somebody, right? So because you don't understand somebody, you might be disrespecting that person in a way that you don't realize you disrespecting them. Because to you, you don't perceive it as disrespect, but the person who you are dealing with, who you don't understand, they receive it as disrespect, right? So that's what's going on, man. It's a lot of conflict. It's a lot of people not seeing eye to eye, and it's unfortunate, man, because this is something that I know Sinful was afraid of happening. He could have never imagined that this was going to happen the way that it's happening right now. But this is what he was afraid of. This is what he and I had plenty of conversations about. Him not wanting things to be the way that they were when his mother passed away. Because his mother, like himself, she wasn't prepared to pass away when she did. Right? She didn't expect to pass away when she did. And because of that, she didn't make certain arrangements. She didn't make certain preparations. But fortunately, because Sinful is the leader that he is, Sinful stepped up to the plate and made sure that she had a proper burial and an honorable send-off. Her homegoing was beautiful. And Sinful made that happen, right? And me myself, I don't like to promote certain things, but y'all know the things that Sinful done told you about me, right? Those of y'all who follow Sinful, those of y'all who know Sinful, y'all know what the things that he said about me, right? So if the sister and brother understood the way that he saw me, you would understand that my character and my intentions shouldn't even be in question. You should understand that nothing is selfish about what I'm doing. You should understand that the number one priority is Sinful to P, right? But everybody don't understand that. Everybody don't understand that, it's all about Sinful to P. It's not about you. So it's not about what you want. It's about what Sinful the P would want for himself. It's about what Philip Brandon Gilmore would want for himself. It's not about you. So that means that when it comes to the preparation of the funeral, everything should be gone over with the mindset of what would Sinful want? Okay, when it comes to this, what would Sinful want? When it comes to that, what would Sinful want? When it comes to this, what would Sinful want? Every step of the way, what would Sinful want? 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 Every step of the way, that's how it should be, right? But again, like I said, when you have people who are in positions that they shouldn't be in, that have the power, you know, and on top of that, they don't understand the situation and the person that they have the power over handling, you know, it's chaos. And see, this is important to understand, man. It's important for people to understand their roles. It's important for people to understand themselves, right? Because you have some people that are not leaders. Some people just ain't leaders. And if you're not a leader, it's okay for you to understand that about yourself. Ray Gunn, as always, good looking with the 5, man. Continue to lead through the pain, brother. Long live Sinful. Indeed. You know, if you're not a leader, man, it's okay. It's better to, because see, what people don't understand is if you're one of those people who is not a leader, you understand that you're not a leader, and then from understanding that you're not a leader, you understand your role and how to exemplify that role to the best of your ability. That's where your strength gets displayed. That's where your greatness can be displayed, right? But when you're not a leader and you're trying to position yourself as a leader and put the responsibility of leadership on you where it doesn't belong, then that's when shit doesn't get done. On the same token, you have some people that are meant to be leaders but don't want to lead, but they have all the makings of a leader, right? And same thing with that person. When you understand that you're a leader and then you exemplify that role to the best of your ability, then that's when things get done, right? So basically what's going on, you have a sister and a brother of Sinful to P who they themselves aren't seeing eye to eye. They're not even seeing eye to eye with each other. And neither of them are seeing eye to eye with me. And while they're not seeing eye to eye with each other, they don't have the wherewithal to make things happen. But that's a blessing that they don't have the wherewithal to make things happen, because if they had the wherewithal to make things happen, it would be a mockery. If that sister and brother had the wherewithal to take care of this whole situation by themselves without anybody else's support, it would be a mockery. As many of y'all know, at one point in time, Sinful's funeral was scheduled for today, Saturday, January 28th. At one point in time, it was scheduled for today. But it was totally unprepared, totally unorganized, totally backwards, right? That's why a couple days ago I went live, or I didn't go live, but I made a short or a reel or what have you, giving y'all an update, letting you know that if you've seen anything online, don't, you know, that's disregard that. Right? One of the siblings, you know, allowed that notification to go out there about the service, unbeknownst to me and unbeknownst to the other sibling. One sibling made arrangements, scheduled everything, and didn't tell the other sibling and didn't tell me. And like I said, neither one of these siblings have the wherewithal to make anything happen. So you can just get an idea. Somebody is so adamant about going against the others, is so adamant about being rogue about the situation, they go and make arrangements for the service to happen today. Don't tell anybody, don't make no announcement, and don't even have the wherewithal to take care of the finances to make sure that it happens today. So this should give you an idea of what's going on, man. You know, but it gets even deeper. You know, of course, I ain't gonna share everything with y'all, but it gets deep, man. It's just, it's sad. So, hopefully now y'all understand that it's circumstances beyond my control, circumstances beyond Andre Taylor's control, circumstances beyond y'all control, you know, circumstances beyond Sinful to P's game's control. Shout out to his game. You know, yeah, it's fucked up, man. So, I'm on my way back to Arizona, man. Came all the way out here to Chicago. Been here for 3 weeks. And now I'm leaving Chicago back to Arizona because as much as I want to make things move, by me not being next to kin, by me not being blood, you know, I can't make sure that bro get honored the way he's supposed to. So what's most likely gonna happen is that everything is just gonna be on hold until these individuals understand what the priority is and understand that the priority ain't about them. The priority is Philip Brandon Gilmore, you know. Yeah, so that's what's going on, man. So, but do understand, I want y'all to understand this, right? There will still be a Chicago funeral and there will still be a Las Vegas funeral. The only thing is, I can't tell you when because certain things are beyond my control. But one thing I will tell you is that what's within my control is to make sure that make sure that there's a Chicago funeral and a Las Vegas funeral. So because that's within my control, I'm going to make sure that happens. It's just that certain things are beyond my control, so I can't just tell you, oh yeah, this is when it is. Oh yeah, that's when it is. Kid Wana, good looking with the $20 holla. Appreciate you. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna still be 2 funerals. I just can't tell you when they're gonna be. So don't think that because, you know, this conflict is going on amongst the family that that it's just, that means that it's not gonna be a funeral or anything like that. And this is something else I want you to know. If you see anything online about some details for a Sinful to P funeral and you didn't hear it from me, disregard it. If you didn't hear Freeze make an announcement about a funeral, disregard it. I don't care who say what. I don't care what you see on the internet. If Freeze didn't say it, disregard it. Because 9 times out of 10, if something if some type of event is attempted or planned or whatever the case may be, and I'm not involved, it's gonna be a mockery. And I don't want to have no part in a mockery being made of my brother. So once again, if you see any plans or details about a funeral from Sinful to P anywhere, or if you hear about it from anywhere, and Freeze didn't say nothing about it, disregard it. Just act like you didn't see it, because it don't matter. You know what I mean? When you hear me get on here and say, okay, this is when Sinful to P's funeral is gonna be, this is where it's gonna be. When you hear me say that, that's when you know it's official. If you don't hear me say that, that's how you know it's not official. But 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna see that. But I'm just saying, in the unlikely event that somebody does post something on the internet about a funeral and Freeze didn't say it, or Freeze didn't, have anything to do with it, then it's some bullshit. Disregard it. Fish Scale 2008, good looking with the 2. Blessings. CJ, good looking with the 5. You talk to Elder Patillo, seeing stepfather. They help. Nah, see, what y'all got to understand is that they just as powerless in the situation as me. It's only 2 people that have the final say so when it comes to Sinful to P's arrangements. And that's his sister and his brother. Figgy, good looking with the 20. Sorry this is happening, brother, and thank you for your efforts. Blessings. Yeah, but I just want y'all to understand, man, because, and see, that's another thing that the sister and brother don't understand. It's unfair to keep y'all in the dark. It's unfair to just keep stringing y'all along and like, oh yeah, in a minute we're gonna have Sinful to P funeral. In a minute we're gonna have it. In a minute. It's unfair to keep stringing y'all along and y'all don't even understand like what the delay is. When a lot of y'all have contributed. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, a lot of y'all done did more than, hey, just saying. Y'all done did more than so I appreciate y'all. And something else I want y'all to understand too, for those of y'all who contributed to Sinful to P's cause.
Message.
Message? Hold on. This is what I want y'all to understand. For those of y'all who contributed, whether you contributed $1, whether you contributed $1,000, whatever you contributed, right? What I want y'all to understand is those proceeds went towards getting his body down here, right? So I want y'all to understand that y'all's efforts didn't go in vain. A lot of y'all are responsible for Sinful to Peace body going from Canada to Chicago. For those of y'all coming in late, his body is here in Chicago. It made it to Chicago on the 19th. So about 10 days ago, his body got here, right? And y'all played a role in that. So I just want y'all to understand that I appreciate your efforts. If you don't hear from nobody else, myself, and I don't like speaking for other people, but I can speak that much for Andre Taylor as well. We appreciate y'all because y'all's contributions went towards getting him here. Y'all made that happen, and I appreciate y'all for that. But it's not for a lack of effort that the funeral ain't happened. That's not why. It's not a lack of y'all's effort. That's the reason why the funeral ain't happened. It's not a lack of my effort. That's the reason why the funeral ain't happened yet, and why we don't know when it's gonna happen. It's not for a lack of effort. It's for a lack of understanding, and it's for a lack of respect, a lack of consideration. That's why the funeral ain't happened yet. Amazing game. Good looking with the 2. This game is amazing indeed. Adam Guy, good looking with the 20. Sorry to hear that there's so much confusion in the situation. We're going to pray for wisdom and understanding concerning Brother Philip family. Yeah, man, I've definitely been praying on it, and I appreciate y'all's prayers as well. Because if everybody were to lean not on their own understanding, we'd be much further right now. So praying for understanding is a beautiful thing. Chandra, yeah. And that's why I said, as far as having a memorial, we still gonna do Vegas and we still gonna do Chicago. Like I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back in Chicago because I know, again, this is like I said, because I know what Sinful would want. That's why I'm gonna make sure that it happens. What Sinful say? Because I said it. Because I said it. It's gonna happen for sure. So I'm just making this announcement because I don't want y'all, because see, that's another thing that's not being understood, right? See, I know that some of y'all seen that post when the funeral was scheduled for today, right? I know some of y'all seen it. A lot of y'all probably didn't see it, but some of y'all seen it. And some of y'all know who y'all are. Some of y'all in here right now commenting, y'all know who y'all are. Some of y'all made arrangements to be here today. And this is something that's not being considered by the family because they don't know Sinful to P. And they not even thinking about Philip or Sinful to P. They think about they feelings more than anything, right? Yeah, so I just want y'all to understand, like I'm considerate of y'all. Like I consider the fact that some of y'all made arrangements to be here today because you thought the funeral was going to be in Chicago here today. I understand that and I appreciate that, and that's why I'm making this announcement because I don't want y'all to do that again. I'm doing it ahead of time this time. Before you see anything online about a funeral for Sinful to P, you see this first. Because it's a high likelihood that you might see something online. Like for instance, right? I'm gonna just tell you this. There will definitely not be a funeral for Sinful on Saturday. Right? Because You see how it ain't been no communication with y'all? It ain't been no announcement or nothing like that. There's a funeral supposed to be planned for this coming Saturday. But remember, I told you it's not going to happen. And I know why it's not going to happen. I know how it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for a lot of the same reasons it didn't happen today. Some of y'all seen that it was scheduled for today and it didn't happen. Sinful still ain't had no funeral yet. So I'm letting y'all know they want to have a funeral on Saturday, this coming Saturday next week. But just like the funeral didn't happen today, it ain't gonna happen next Saturday. So there will not be a funeral Saturday next week for Sinful to P. Telling y'all that now. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, there will not be a funeral Saturday next week for Sinful to P. And the following weekend is Super Bowl weekend. So we definitely not gonna have a funeral that weekend because I'm not gonna have part in a funeral for Sinful to P on the same weekend as Super Bowl weekend. And you know, because I know a lot of people probably got plans for Super Bowl weekend and probably had plans months ago for Super Bowl weekend. So I'm gonna make sure that it happens on a weekend that's not like a major event that we have to, that people's schedules might conflict with, right? So Sinful ain't gonna have a funeral this coming weekend. He ain't gonna have a funeral Super Bowl weekend. So any weekend after that is possible. But what I also want y'all to know is that when Sinful does have a funeral, y'all gonna have plenty of time in advance to make arrangements to be there. Right? Y'all gonna have plenty of time in advance to make arrangements to show up. Three nines fine. Good looking with the two. In the other two. In the other two. But I see your message keep getting retracted. I don't know what that's about. But hey. But yeah, man. It's unfortunate that things gotta be this way, but maybe it's all for a reason that we don't understand yet. So that's what's going on. If y'all got any questions, you can go ahead and ask the questions now. And yeah, if y'all got any questions, go ahead and ask them now, and I'll answer them before I end the live. What the family say. It ain't even for those of y'all curious about how Sinful passed away. For those of y'all curious about how Sinful passed away, if you go to Andre Taylor's channel, he and I made a video with an update where I explained his cause of death. So, I'm not gonna keep going over it. If y'all if you're really that concerned, you can go watch that video and I explained it there. Freeze, how long can you hold a body? It's a trip. I learned something new the other day, right? I So just to give y'all an idea of what's been going on since I've been in Chicago, right? I've been here for 3 weeks. And since I've been here, I've been trying to do things and my efforts keep getting blocked, right? Now, the other day I went to the funeral home and, I was trying to get some things done, but my efforts were shut down, right? And the guy there at the funeral home, he was like, yeah, man, I hope y'all straighten this out, man, because it's just unfortunate that things like this happen. And he said it won't be the first time I seen this and it won't be the last time. Then he explains to me how a family at that same funeral home, who was making arrangements for their loved one, they was fighting. Whole time they was fighting, they loved one still sitting there at the funeral home. They let this person sit there for 2 years before they finally laid that individual to rest. You know, so that just gives you an idea of how people can just be inconsiderate. But to answer your question, I don't know how long they could hold a body. I know they said they told me that they held somebody for 2 years before. That same funeral home where Sinful P is right now. But I can guarantee you it ain't gonna be like that for Sinful P. So don't worry about that. Don't worry. Don't think that that's gonna happen with him because ain't no way in the world that's gonna happen. And one thing the family don't understand about me is that an extremely determined individual. That's why I dropped everything I was doing and came out here to Chicago and been here for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Because no, he's not at leaks. But you know, that's why I dropped everything and I was doing it and came out here because that's just an example of my determination. You know, but on that same token, you know, I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna take place, man, and it's gonna be a beautiful, honorable ceremony. I just can't tell you when it's gonna be, but it's not gonna be a long time from now either. I want y'all to understand that too, because God got a way of working things out, man, and it's already kind of unfolding. It's just gonna take a little while to unfold, but the Most High got a way of working things out, and He already moving. You know what I mean? I just got to sit back and play my part. So it's gonna be all right. I just had to let y'all know what's going on. Oh, somebody said 5 months. That's crazy. James Brown was buried 76 days after he transitioned. Damn, I didn't know that about James Brown. I know James Brown, I think he passed on the same day as Sinful or Christmas. I remember that. I remember James Brown passed away around Christmas time. It was either Christmas or the day after. I can't remember exactly. Oh, delicious say Christmas Day. Yeah. Freeze, how are you? How are you holding up? Are you okay? Yeah, of course I'm a little frustrated. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm more than a little frustrated. It's a lot of frustration, but uh, you know, what helps me keep my composure is knowing that, right, Tina Marie did as well. You're right. What helps me keep my composure is that knowing that God got the final say so, man. And I know that these people, whatever they call themselves trying to do it, you know, it ain't gonna go the way they trying to do it. So yeah, I ain't really worried about it. A little anxious, definitely frustrated, but I ain't worried though. What the brother Sinful P need in order to be properly and respectfully laid to rest? He need for his sister and brother to get out the way. That's what he need. Dre, I appreciate you. Blessings to the mighty freeze is it. You did what Sinful knew you would do, and you did it with love. Bro, I appreciate you, man. Yeah. But yeah, you already know what I'm talking about. You said what Sinful to Pete need to be laid to rest, he need for them to get out the way. You know, just so y'all understand, it's not like a financial thing. It's not a financial thing. That's the reason why things are being held up. It don't have nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, you know, people not seeing eye to eye, and you know, the most important individual not being considered, which is Sinful to P. You know, and like I told y'all, man, by us being so tight with each other, like I know what to do. I know what to do in a situation like this. Yeah, I'm tripping, bro. Ain't mine. Yeah, I just know how to handle these type of things, man. You know, even though you can never, you know, prepare for anything like this, there's no way to, you know, prepare for anything like this. But at the same time, I was blessed to be prepared for something like this. You know, as difficult as it may be, I just know I just know what to do. I know what need to be done, and with my intentions being in the right place, that's the main thing that's gonna get it done. You know, and yeah, it's gonna play out the way that it's supposed to. So, like I said, that's what I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand that it's not a financial thing. I also want y'all to understand that it's not like it's there's not going to be a funeral. There's definitely going to be a funeral. It's just not going to be soon, and you know I can't tell you exactly when it's going to be, but I can tell you for sure that it's not going to be next weekend, and I can tell you for sure that it's not going to be Super Bowl weekend. You know, so it can be sometime after that, but whatever the case, you know, I'll make arrangements and make sure that you all have plenty of time to show up. Right? That's what I want y'all to understand. Y'all gonna have plenty of time to show up. Excuse me. Yeah. Right. Like in our essay. That sucks. I just learned that now. Have all that in order. The wrong people get say over your body. Yeah, like I said, man, when you're 38 years old and just right before you pass, everything is fine. You're not really thinking about, I mean, you might have thoughts about what it's going to be like when you're gone, but you're not thinking about it to the point of, it's not urgent. There's no urgency there. And that's understandable because at 38 years old, when you taking care of yourself and, in your mind, you healthy, you can't think about what it's going to be like. Trust when I tell you we're fucked up about this mess freeze being nice, but I really don't want to be. His sister has been the real enemy of her own brother, and that's the truth. Hey, you know. But see, some people they own enemy too. Some people are their own worst enemy. And when you understand people's history, it shows and it makes sense and you get it. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man, that because Sinful has been such a good example to his sister and his brother of such a good example of integrity, such a good example of character, such a good example of consideration, compassion, love, respect, knowledge and wisdom. He's been such a good example to them. But it is what it is. And see, like I told y'all before, see that's the beautiful thing about y'all. You know, just like your significant other is gonna know you in ways that your sister and brother don't know you, and understand you in ways that your mother and father don't understand you. Your homeboy gonna understand you, or your homegirl, your best friend is gonna understand you in ways that your family don't. So when you know that your loved one got somebody like that, you gotta appreciate that. You gotta respect that. You gotta honor that. You know. Uh, hold on. It was a comment that Sinful made that I just read the other day, man. It messed me up. I'll find it. Hold on. Oh wait. Okay. This people you can't afford. Now y'all seen let me see. Y'all seen that I made a video not too long. Well, I posted a video. It was a clip from a live from a few years ago entitled Sinful P is My Hero, right? And I don't know if y'all can see it. It looks backwards to me, but yeah, I think y'all can see that. But y'all see that says Sinful P or Sinful is My Hero. And you see the date on there. What's that? May 26, 2020, right? So y'all see this video is from almost 3 years ago, right? And y'all see that comment from, trying to get the focus together. Y'all see that comment from Sinful 2 years ago, right? Trying to get the focus together. Okay, it looked like it's kind of clear. But y'all see that comment from Sinful 2 years ago, right? I'm gonna read it to you. This is Sinful's own words from 2 years, almost 3 years ago. The friendship and brotherhood that I have with Freeze in this pimping, I would never disrespect it over anything in the world. Because the love and loyalty that Freeze, the P, has shown me over the years can't be replaced. Freeze the P out of Long Beach, California is the only P that could honestly ever say he jugged me. When I was fucked up and Freeze was in position, P always was a blessing to me. On March 6, 2011 is when I got out of prison with nothing. But because Freeze the P was my partner, I was put in position to campaign immediately because my brother and P partner was having it his way riding around in that big body Benz. Not to mention that for a little minute, I was staying at the house that Freeze had in Vegas while he would be cross country endeavoring to knock another one. A lot of these lames that have no idea or have no name in the streets or even on the internet that always speaking down on P don't even know him. A bunch of local jokers that nobody important in the game even knows at all. The truth is they really desire to be like P, intelligent, in shape, well-groomed, and sharp as hell. Most people wait until somebody get killed or dies before expressing any love for the game that they admire in another participant in the lifestyle, but not Sinful to P. I'm always showing love to the game because I realize that whenever I show love to the game, I'm showing love to myself. Listen, it was Freeze. If Freeze was to leave an attractive woman that he was endeavoring to have around me, that nigga knows that I am only going to exalt his pimping to her. Plus, I know P would do the same for me because he has already done it many times. Listen, the game was beyond good to me when it decided to bless me with Freeze the P as my P partner. After years of knowing something was wrong with my mother, finally decided to after years of knowing something was wrong with my mother, finally decided to tell me that she had brain cancer. After finding out, I instantly went to Chicago to spend time with my best friend. Months later, my mother died during a time that I was the best definition of broke. And my mother had taken out so many loans to help my sister and brother graduate from college. So there was no money for me to give my saved and sanctified mother a funeral. Those that know about funerals, it costs 10 to 20,000 just for a respectable funeral service. Never will I forget how Freeze, my hero, sent me them hoe dollars from that Orlando OBT so I can pay for the funeral of my saved and sanctified mother. You are my nigga and hero for life. Love you, bro. So, yeah, man. And like I said, that's the title of that is Sinful to P, or Sinful is my hero, say it with me. And if you want to read that comment yourself at any time, it's the pinned comment on that post. Now I don't say that to I didn't read that comment to y'all to glorify myself. I just read that comment to y'all to understand so that y'all, can hear it in his words. Those wasn't my words, those are Sinful's words. So that can give you a better idea of how tight we was. And that's just the type of connection Sinful and I always had. we are the type with each other, and we got that same type of connection with Andre as well, where if any one of us is in need, we don't have to ask the other one. Like, it's been times where I might be in need, and it's crazy how God moves. It's been times where I might have been in need, but my pride get the best of me, right? And then Dre just hit me with something out the blue. Did it be right on time? And I might not have talked to bro for weeks or maybe even a month or two, you know? And he just come through, right? And the same thing with Sinful. Sinful is the type, because we so close and we know each other so well. It can be a time where I need something and I don't even have to open my mouth. Sinful just gonna make it happen. And I was the same way with him. If it was ever a time he needed something, he ain't even got to open his mouth. Before he can open his mouth, I'm already handling it. All right, Cali is active. Salute OBT, indeed. Shout out to Orange Blossom Trail, man. OBT, man, in that Orlando, man. Been a blessing to this game, for real. But yeah, that's just the type of that's just the way we've always been with each other, man. Since way back. Indeed, R.I.P. to Miss Mayberry, for sure. Dang, man, I wish I wasn't live on this phone. I will show y'all some pictures, man. But yeah, man, bottom line, like I said, we've always had that type of connection with each other. Okay. They had no money and we told her we'll take care of everything. And after we got his body back to Chicago, she stopped communicating and went and got his money from the bank. But just so y'all understand, that move she did, it went towards the proceeds, but fortunately, the way God moved in that situation, she didn't have enough money Sinful didn't have enough money in that particular account. The account where she went and did that move, he didn't have enough in that particular account for her to do everything that she was trying to do. Right? She wasn't able to do everything that she was trying to do. So, but it's a blessing that she wasn't able to do everything she was trying to do, because what she's trying to do, what she's trying to do would end up making a mockery of Sinful to P and Philip Brandon Gilmore. That's why I told y'all, if y'all see anything anywhere about, a funeral scheduled for him, if you didn't hear from myself, then it ain't official. And hearing it from Andre Taylor is the same as hearing it from me. So if you didn't hear it from us, it ain't official. So yeah, as it is right now, sister and brother are still incapable of laying him to rest without the help of myself and Andre Taylor. No, bro, see, bro, this is one thing about me. Like, one thing I don't do is I don't fight with the truth. I don't run from the truth. I don't sway away from the truth. Like, I'm always in favor of the truth, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. I'm always in favor of the truth. So, hey, if you want to put the truth out there, man, hey, it is what it is. I ain't trying to put Freeze on the spot so he doesn't have to repeat what I'm saying, but I must clear the air for my own conscience. Yeah, nah, I feel you on that. And I'm not going, it's the truth. You the truth. So that's why you and me ain't ever, we always see eye to eye because you the truth. So uh, I'm never gonna go against the truth. I'm never gonna try to suppress the truth. I'm never gonna. I'm always in favor of the truth, man. So yeah. And so was Sinful too, in favor of the truth. Indeed. No, just so y'all understand, give y'all a little clarity, right? She did go to the bank and she did get some money, but the money never touched her hands. The money went to, see, that's just how God worked, right? The money went to the funeral home. So the money that, Sinful had multiple accounts. But the money that was in the account that she went and got from and paid the funeral home, that particular account didn't have enough to do everything that she was trying to do. So they got part of it, but they didn't have enough. So basically they were stopped in their tracks. And still as it stands right now, they don't have enough to take care of everything. They would still need the help of Andre Taylor and myself. And we not gonna get behind the foolishness because it's just disrespect going on, it's inconsideration going on, it's disregard going on, and we can't support that, we can't encourage that, we can't endorse that in any kind of way. So that's why, like I told y'all, I'm leaving Chicago tomorrow. And whenever they come to their senses, I'll be back. But I've been here for 3 weeks. I've been making trips to the funeral home to try to make arrangements. See, this is why I say it's important to understand your role, right? And understand your position and to be appreciative when you get blessed in certain ways, right? You gotta know how to recognize blessings and then appreciate them when they come your way, right? Now, the sister and the brother of Sinful to P, they both work, regular jobs. And neither one of them make a lot of money. And this ain't about that. I'm just painting a picture for y'all, right? I'm not saying that they don't make a lot of money to try to put them in a bad light for that sake. Like, that has nothing to do with their character. But the reality is both of them work regular jobs and they don't make a lot of money, right? and neither of them have been at their job for a long time. Both of them are still fairly new at their jobs, right? So they don't have like career type jobs. They have like regular, just getting by type jobs. And neither one of, put it like this, neither one of them has been at their job for a year, right? So, uh, because neither one of them has been at their job for a long time, one, and two, because of the responsibilities that they have, bills, rent, uh, just, living expenses. They can't afford to take off work whenever they want to go down to the funeral home, handle business, to go over here, handle this business, go over here, handle that business, right? They don't have the means or the freedom to do things that need to be done when they need to be done, right? So, because of that, things don't get done when they're supposed to. The sister will tell the brother, can you go to the funeral home on Wednesday because I got to work? The brother will say, okay. Then when Wednesday come, the brother say, well, I got to go to work. You go to the funeral home. Then the sister take off or can't take off. And if she can't take off, then whatever's supposed to happen on Wednesday don't get done. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So the brother will do the same thing. The brother will tell the sister, can you go to the funeral home on Friday because such and such got to be done? The brother will say, I got to work that day. Can you go? Sister will say, okay. Then when that day comes, sister like, well, I got to go to work, or I'm sick, or whatever. So because of because of them, trying to do something that they ain't got no business trying to do, things don't get done. And while they going while they conflicting with each other and, bumping heads and miscommunication with each other and, all this confusion between them going on, guess what Freeze is doing? Freeze sitting right here where y'all see me right now. And I'm hitting them every day like, yo, what's going on? Or, yo, we need to do this. We need to go make this happen today. This is what need to happen today. X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, whatever. We need to make sure that this happens today so that we can get here. Lack of communication. So what they don't understand is, like, I get y'all gotta go to work. And because y'all don't have y'all not dug in at your jobs like that, you can't afford to take off work. You don't have the luxury of taking off work when you want. Right? But Freeze is just in Chicago. Freeze don't have to go to work no days. I don't have a work schedule in Chicago. Freeze's only reason for being in Chicago for 3 weeks is to handle business for Sinful to P. Handle business for Philip Brandon Gilmore. That's Freeze's only purpose in Chicago. I didn't come here for no family. I didn't come here for no friends. I didn't come here looking for love. I didn't come here to tour and sightsee or none of that type of shit. I came here to handle business for Philip. I came here to handle business for Sinful. It's my only purpose here. It's the only reason why I've been here for 3 weeks. Right? Which means if something needs to be handled at the funeral home, if something needs to be handled at the cemetery, if something needs to be handled at the bank, if something needs to be handled wherever, Freeze is always available to do it. You know what I mean? When they got to get up, go to work in the morning, or go to work at night, or you know what I mean? Can't afford to take off. Neither one of them drive. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't be having Uber money. That's another reason why certain times shit don't get done. The brother will say, oh, I'm going to go down there Saturday and handle this business. Saturday come, he don't go down there because he don't have Uber money. Freeze got Uber money. Freeze can make sure you get there. Why are you not communicating with Freeze? This is the type of shit that's been going on. This is the type of shit that is the reason why we ain't got nowhere. You know what I mean? So that's a little more clarity for y'all. Give y'all a little more understanding as to why we ain't made no progress. Well, we have made some progress. You know, we did get Sinful's body here to Chicago, but progress in terms of funeral arrangements, you know. Above Love ENT says, unfortunately, some take pleasure in being difficult. You're right about that, but I don't think it's the case here. Some people only know how to be difficult. Some people don't know how to cooperate. Some people don't know how to say, okay, you know what? That person is better suited for that than me, so I'm gonna let them do that. See, I know how to do that. Like, as good as I may be at so many different things, I know that I'm not good at everything. As smart as I may be or I may think I am, I know that I don't know everything. I know I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't know everything. And I know that I'm not good at everything. And I know that I cannot do everything. And at the same time, I'm good at recognizing when somebody is better at something than I am and designating that individual to do that. You know what I mean? And and helping them do it to the best of their ability. Like, you know what? I'm not good at this, but you good at this. So let's make sure that you can do everything in your power to do this to the best of your ability so we can get it done, right? We here for you, big bruh. You know, Sin always spoke highly of you. It is. It is do so as we speak right now. Gerald Ramsey, good looking with the 5. Yeah, so everybody don't understand cooperation. Everybody doesn't understand how to play their role. So it's why you have problems. Some people just don't know how to do that. Some people don't know how to be team players. Some people don't know how to move as a unit. You know, just is what it is, man. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna make it work. Huh. Marlana Davis says, I feel like they used Freeze and Dre to get the body back home and then cut them off. I don't respect that. It's frustrating when I go to the funeral home, right? Because initially, when I first start getting in contact with the funeral home, they telling me, oh, we can't discuss certain details with you because the family don't want us discussing things with anything but them, right? But then when it come time to pay for Sinful's body to come back here from Canada, family call the funeral home and say, oh yeah, you can discuss details with him. Whatever business he want to discuss, y'all can discuss that with him, right? But then after the payment is made to get Sinful from Canada down to here, a payment that they incapable of making, they don't have the wherewithal to make this payment. But after Freeze and Dre make this payment, they double back and tell the funeral home, you know what? I changed my mind again. Don't discuss nothing with him. So now when Freeze go down there to, when they don't have the time because they have to work and they can't afford to take off work because they need the money, and they can't go down to the funeral home and make arrangements, Freeze goes down there, but then the people tell Freeze, "Oh, we can't discuss this with you. We can't discuss that with you because the family said yada yada." So this is what's going on. So when you say that Freeze and Dre was used, but I don't really take offense to that because you know I know what Sinful the people want, you know, and we did everything we had to do to make sure that he got here because that's what Sinful the people want. He would want to be buried in Chicago, and he would want to be honored a certain way, and I know how he would want to be honored. So we're gonna do it. But like I said, man, I wanted y'all to understand why there hasn't been a service. I wanted y'all to understand why things have been delayed. And I want y'all to understand that there's still going to be a Chicago funeral. There's still going to be a Las Vegas funeral. All that's still going to happen. I just can't tell you exactly when because of the holdup. But everything is still going to happen the way it's supposed to. Trust and believe. As long as I have it within my power, within my control to make it happen, it's going to happen. Is the body going to be there both places? No. Nah, his body won't be at the Las Vegas funeral. But we still gonna have a ceremony in Las Vegas though. We still gonna honor him in Vegas because I know that's what he would want. So trust and believe we're gonna do all that. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this live up. Appreciate y'all for wiping your feet off at the door, man. It's 587 of y'all in here, but only 411 y'all wiped your feet off at the door. If you ain't wiped your feet off at the door when you stepped into a pimp's domain, please do so now. What I mean by that, hit that like button. Go hit that button. It look like that. Yeah, so I got a flight to catch in a few hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this live up. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. As always, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the cash apps. I appreciate you subscribing, hitting the bell when you subscribe. I appreciate y'all for checking on me and tapping in with me. It's a lot going on right now, so sometimes I'm not good at responding to everybody. I do my best to respond to everybody. And if I don't respond to you, it's because it's a lot going on. It ain't because I just don't want to. But I appreciate y'all, man, supporting in every way that you have. Understand that your efforts have not gone in vain. Y'all's effort is a big part of the reason why Sinful made it from Canada to Chicago. So I appreciate y'all for that. And we still gonna honor that man the way that he's supposed to be honored. We just got to get through these little hurdles and, sit back and let God do his work and move the way that he's supposed to move, want to move, all that, and it's going to be all right. But once again, I appreciate y'all. And hopefully the next update with y'all will be more positive and hopefully it'll be sooner than later. I appreciate y'all once again. Hold on, let me put some love in my body before I go. You ain't wipe your feet off at the door, man. Let's get to 500 likes real quick, man. Like Sinful say, man, make my likes look like the viewers. Wipe your feet off at the door. Hit that like button. But yeah, I don't want y'all to worry, man. I want y'all to understand that. You know, ain't nothing to worry about. I just didn't want y'all to be in the dark on the edge of your seat, in suspense, wondering what's going on behind the scenes, wondering why this, why that. You know, now y'all got some clarity. Wipe your feet off at the door, man. Hit that like button. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for getting this thing to 500 likes. About to go get ready for this flight. I'll holler at y'all.